Technology is a big accelerator. It works the way you want to use it. If you take it, medical technology, we have advanced significantly in diagnosis. Information technology, on the other hand, also working shoulder to shoulder with medical technology. They are converging. Any intruder is able to hack into your patient's information. The consequences are disastrous. So we need to be careful. We need to become mature. We need to be much more domain centric. Business is as important as technology horizon, and technology has to step up to solve the business problem, not expect business to adopt technology for the heck of it.
Hi, I am Akhilesh, CEO TechShots. Welcome back to In Conversation, the biggest podcast series of IT community. And today we have Mr. JP Dwivedi. He is CIO of Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center. He'll talk about digital transformation and the challenges it has, especially on the front of cybersecurity. Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can you share a brief journey about yourself? Brief journey as a CIO.
Sure. So I joined Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center as CIO in March 2011. Since then, it has been nearly 13 and a half years, and I have enjoyed each and every moment of my presence in the institute, working thoroughly with doctors, management, nurses, all stakeholders, ensuring that we transform digitally the healthcare.
Sir, how do you see the current healthcare state in India and how technology can improve it from the treatment point of view, from the doctor's point of view, also from the patient's point of view?
Akhilesh, not only in India, but I see a global phenomenon. We are trying to do health repair. We are not really focusing on healthcare. Healthcare is more on prevention, lifestyle, making sure that we do not end up getting diseased. I'll just take a quote from Bhagavad Gita. Yuktahar viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. The combination of right diet, food, right leisure, right intentions, deeds, right time sleeping, awakening. The combination of all these keeps us away from diseases. Just take that ancient wisdom and probably we will cover holistically the healthcare. We should move at the government level, at the hospital level, insurance providers level, society level, move away from repair and focus on care. This is what I would say. Now coming to your point about how technology can help. Technology is a big accelerator. It works the way you want to use it. If you take it, medical technology, we have advanced significantly in diagnosis, in automation. We are doing robotic surgeries. In fact, 15 days back, our medical director performed a telesurgery. So he was sitting in Gurgaon, operating a patient in our hospital in Rohini. So that is possible. Technology is advancing leaps and bounds. Information technology, on the other hand, also working shoulder to shoulder with medical technology. They are converging, and our healthcare is now much more advanced than it used to be. If we focus with the right combination of the healthcare and health repair, we'll soon be in a very good shape.
Any example of this healthcare and health repair specific using technology? How technology can help us moving from healthcare to health repair to healthcare?
See an example of Kaiser Permanente. So their insurance is more aligned to your visits to gym, your number of steps that you are taking, and they can measure it effectively. There are devices, wearable devices. Your lifestyle is managed, monitored, and if you follow right lifestyle, you will not be diseased.
One of the major challenges the CIO faces any CIO faces a boardroom challenge. Like it is very difficult for them to make doctors or make their boardroom to understand like use case of technology. Is it difficult to make doctors understand technology versus any management professional? Is it same or is it
See,
easy?
particularly in healthcare, CIO role is evolving, and there are 5 stages in CIO's role, and every CIO faces this in its journey, his or her journey. When CIO starts, the very first he is seen as adversary. And do we really need a CIO in the hospital? We need somebody who can manage EDP. People do not comprehend. So his journey starts with this struggle. Then second phase comes. Second phase makes him or her focus of suspicion, point of suspicion. Okay, he or she is able to answer, but we don't know, there must be something wrong. And everything is seen through hand lens. When that
Microscopic
stage,
lenses.
microscopic, exactly, and when that stage is also crossed, third stage, that is a confrontation stage. CIO is trying to bring about change. Bringing change is not easy. It is making people work differently. The stakeholders, particularly senior doctors, say, patient come hearing my name, I write the prescription, I perform the surgery. Who the hell are you to tell me how do I conduct my business? So that third stage comes, and when you are able to cross that also successfully, proving the point that technology is not your adversary, it is your advisor, assistant, efficiency provider, helpful in all ways. Then fourth stage comes, and that is the problem solver stage. So little bit of comfort gets developed between CIO and the other stakeholders, including management, doctors and nurses. Now they say, okay, if there is a problem, take this to this guy. We don't know what he will do, but he will certainly contribute and some solution will emerge. This person becomes part of the solution now, rather than being seen as part of the problem. When that stage is also crossed, then the utopian stage comes, and that is trusted advisor. So once you reach there, all the problems are solved. I mean, we need not specifically talk about boardroom or doctors or nurses. It is common across all the stakeholders.
But considering that you have spent like over a decade with Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center, so which stage you are and how long it took actually to cross it?
I don't know. I think you need to check with our stakeholders. I can guess that probably maybe between fourth and fifth, but
Still.
it may be my overconfidence also.
So still like over a decade, still you're facing challenges, boardroom challenges, or maybe say acceptance as a key stakeholder.
No, I mean, I would not say there are challenges, but of course, see, we are in a dynamic scenario. Environment changes consistently, and we all need to keep up to the speed. There was a time when technology was a push. So I was trying to make EMR implementation happen. I was facing resistance. Now is the time. Technology is a pull. If there is a network failure, application outage, you can imagine what goes through my life. So it is now it is a different problem, and we need to make sure that our team is on toes to ensure that the expectations that we have set, the SLAs that we have set with our key users, including doctors and nurses, we step up to that.
Now coming back to sir, current state of digital transformation in healthcare industry. So what trends you see? What are the major challenges, and especially the challenges you see on the front of cybersecurity? Because healthcare data, healthcare patients are like on target of cybersecurity, like I would say cyber criminals. So what challenges you do see?
So your question has two parts. One is the trends and focus areas of digital transformation, and second is what are the challenges, including cybersecurity challenges. So talking about the trends, typically there are 5 or 6 work streams. that big hospitals are focusing on. Very first is, of course, care delivery. So that is the clinician experience, their throughput, productivity, wherever technology can help, making them work better. Second is the patient experience. So, for example, ease of appointment, ease of navigation inside the hospital, better queue management. Things are transparent and predictable. That helps. Information being available on their mobile, report is available as soon as it is.
You don't have to
approved.
go to the hospital.
Exactly. So this is the second work stream. Third is operational excellence. How to improve our processes to reduce the ALOS, average length of stay, reduce chances of any hospital-acquired infections, reduce the cost to patient, including the cost of traveling. So maybe we do telemedicine, teleconsultation. Fourth is the technology upgrade. So in order to provide for these three, we need to consistently upgrade our technology landscape so that we are able to meet the performance, throughput, load, whatever is on demand, we should be able to deliver to that. Fifth, now this is a newly coming horizon, that is GRC, governance, risk and control, and cybersecurity comes here. Sixth is IT organization. Now we need to maintain the supply side very diligently to meet the demands of the demand side. So always look out for what all skill sets are required, what all attitudes are required, what profiles are required. Do we have those people there on the ground? Whether these new skills, new technologies, new attitudes could be built in the team, inside the team, the people that are there, or we need to induct fresh blood in the team, or there are some people who have become incorrigible, move them into other operational roles or wherever possible for better utilization. We need to look out at all these 6 work streams that leading hospitals are looking at. Coming to cybersecurity, see, when only bills were made online, data was very much there, some reports were typed, it was easy. Information was inside paper files, those were under the vaults, and information was more or less secure. Now everything is online. Everything is on SaaS model. It is somewhere there on the cloud, in the sky, somewhere
Nobody knows
with
that,
some
right?
provider. Location is not known. Now those worries are there. The moment anybody, any intruder is able to hack into your patient's information, the consequences are disastrous. So we need to be careful.
So one thing you pointed out that demand and supply of the IT products and services. So, but despite there are so many vendors, there's so many technology that is talked about. Do you think that is a challenge still?
So more than being a problem of scarcity, what I see is problem of plenty now. I receive at least 20 to 25 calls a day where people expect me to evaluate their products. They develop something in the dark room without understanding the real usage, the real customers who are the patients and doctors. So if you develop something in the dark room, it is not going to work. Now, when it comes to me, if it is more than 40% match, I will try to fill for 60%. Try to give them real use cases. Try to make them work along with the doctors and nurses and other stakeholders. But if it is less than that, then painfully I have to discard it because time is limited.
Correct.
We can do only so
Even
much.
attention span is limited. Like.
Exactly.
But this is problem only with healthcare industry, or it is across different verticals as well?
I think this should be a common problem
Across.
because IT now, as it is growing, we need to become mature. We need to be much more domain centric. Business is as important as technology horizon, and technology has to step up to solve the business problem, not expect business to adopt technology for the heck of it.
That's so true. And when we talk about emergence of technology, especially these days, there's a lot of discussion of AI healthcare. There's a lot of like you can predict the problems that the patient will might face in future. So how much that on the ground actually? There's so much PR, news articles, but what is the ground reality actually?
See, definitely there is a ground reality, but I would say there is a lot of hype also. So we need to be very careful. I'll give you a few examples. In AI, particularly in healthcare, you either use machine learning that will help in clinical decision support system. It is now learning along with the doctor and will be able to capture and use that knowledge. For example, IBM Watson. Second is the business intelligence, where they can use data visualization. Then you can use it for automation. There are a lot of robotic applications that you can do, and AI is helpful there also. Then using it for pathology, radiology, working as an extended eye to really drive certain borderline cases decisions where probably naked eye cannot see. These AI technologies can give an edge to the radiologist or pathologist to actually decipher, particularly in case of cancer. It is a borderline case, whether it is malignant or it is benign. I'll give you an example. Let us say it is a prostate cancer suspicion, and patient goes through multimodal MRI, MP-MRI. Now it comes to PIRATS 3. So PIRATS scale 1 and 2 are benign. 1 is most probably benign, then probably benign. 3 is indecisive. 4 is probably malignant, and 5 is most probably malignant. So when there is a malignant side diagnosis, then of course the treatment course starts. When there is a benign side, it is a very good news and we leave it alone. But this middle one is a borderline case. Here AI can help. Otherwise, the poor patient will go through hammering of the biopsy, and that biopsy actually punctures the entire prostate. And thereafter, when it comes that this was benign, then you realize what agony and pain we could have avoided. Here, technology can be of immense use. We have successfully used it, and particularly in prostate cancer. So we have engaged with one company that came through NASCOM, and we worked with them using machine learning. We loaded 100 models of prostate cancer with diagnosis. Few cases that were malignant and few that were benign. And then the model started learning, and thereafter we started using it. And so far there has been zero false negative. So zero false negative means that if AI says it is negative, then pathologists need not worry about looking at it. So it helps triaging and it will reduce the load of the pathologist. This is one of the use cases that we have deployed. Several similar use cases in radiology could also be explored further.
And how Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center is using digital, like doing digital transformation, and especially vis-a-vis cybersecurity, and how at the same time you are ensuring that cybersecurity is data is safe.
So digital transformation, we are also using these 6 work streams. We are focusing on care delivery, patient experience, operational excellence, then compliance, risk and governance, then doing tech upgrade, and continuously focusing on the IT organization. So we are working with some high-end consultants. They are our governing council, and management has a vision that we need those external expert inputs to move forward. But as you said, cybersecurity is equally important. So very first step we took was to go for ISO 27001 certification. We are in process of that. We have just concluded the NABH digital gold standard certification, and we are making sure that it is not in just in letter but also in spirit, that we work to ensure cyber compliance and cyber security, because we understand that this healthcare data is much more precious than the financial data.
Correct.
If your bank account is hacked, then only that much money that is deposited in the account at that moment is at risk. But if your healthcare information is hacked, somebody knows that this person has AIDS or cancer or disease like that, now this cannot be undone. So we are very sensitive about it, and we have made at least a dozen layers of security. We changed the antivirus with EDR. We deployed the web access firewall other than the firewall. We have deployed network access control system, NAC. We have segregated guest Wi-Fi from our network's LAN Wi-Fi. We have made several steps strengthening our Wi-Fi security. And then on top of everything, we have set up a command center, a SOC, Security Operations Center, with a prominent supplier, and they are monitoring consistently our posture from Chennai. So the SOC also has the security incident and event management system, security orchestration and automated response system, SOAR, then UBA, entity and user behavior analytics. So all those are part of our security initiatives.
So, on an average, how many cyber attacks do you face? Let's say on monthly or weekly basis.
So I see a daily report of web access firewall. Roughly 500 attempts are made every day. Every day.
On your particular network?
Yes, on our network. So this is getting scarier. They are becoming more and more sophisticated. Just a day before yesterday, somebody impersonated our CEO and wrote an email to CFO to transfer some amount to a particular account. But we could very easily find out that this is a impersonation, and we could deal with it very effectively. We also have gone through massive awareness campaign, a structured training program for all our employees. That is part of ISO 27001. So that is how we are dealing with these things.
And what are the biggest challenges you are facing in terms of modernizing the IT infrastructure?
See, biggest challenge comes when management is not willing to spend. I'm very fortunate that our board and management, including CEO, CFO, medical director, everybody, they are very supportive of the modernization, and they are willing to spend. I am the problem. I am very cognizant of the fact that this is a not-for-profit organization. The money mostly comes from lower middle class patients, and we need to be accountable for each and every penny. And because I am concerned, the board and management knows, and that is why they give me that free space to operate. So we need to be very sure what to invest, where to do over provisioning, where to do under provisioning, how to plan for future tech upgrades. Obsolescence is very rampant in this particular industry. Something that is hot cake today, 3 years down the line will become obsolete.
Correct.
So we need to be careful investing every single penny.
And then a lot of buzz also using artificial intelligence for cybersecurity, because as you said, like there's a 500 attacks on daily basis. So any use case of AI in cybersecurity?
Yeah, of course, as I said, network analytics, UBA, Entity and User Behavior Analytics. So the AI algorithm knows that Akhilesh only sends 100 packets of information per second.
Correct.
Today it is 10,000.
Oh,
So there must be something wrong. It will catch.
so how you think an healthcare institution like yours should create a balance between using, adopting technology at the same time ensuring cybersecurity?
So, see, there is something called security by design, and you have to ensure security can never be an afterthought, and it cannot work in a patchwork fashion. So, we need to deploy right blend of the human skills and tools, technology, and processes to make sure that the security is not compromised. There is something called ITGC, IT General Control. And IT General Control has very specific domains which make sure that we stay compliant with best practices. And this is part of our statutory audit. We conduct it every year. So there is a thorough ITGC audit that makes sure that we stay compliant. Now ISO 27K and ISO 22301, that is the business continuity, that will make sure that we stay on track.
So our next round is rapid fire round. So I'll just ask one question and you need to answer in one word or one line. So here we go. What are your top priority for the next 12 months?
AI and BI. So business intelligence and
Correct.
artificial intelligence, working in both, in the operational excellence as well as the clinical side.
And what has been the biggest challenge in your digital transformation journey?
Initially, there was a pushback during the EMR adoption.
And it was then, which year like?
It was 2016-17, and we had to really work hand in hand with doctors to make the system user friendly, build two ingredients, make the software content rich and context sensitive. So doctor does not need to go through 100 different lines of choices. Just look at those 4 or 5.
And how do you measure the success of your digital transformation?
I am satisfied. And I measure this satisfaction from the quality of conversation that I have in my monthly meeting with doctors. So now the problem has reversed. Now it is a demand side problem, pull problem rather than push problem. And I'm enjoying every bit of it.
And how difficult it is to manage balance security and user convenience?
So operations is always at loggerheads with security. Wherever you apply logs, wherever you create necessary hurdles, there will be a slowness in the speed. And we understand that. But then this is a Dev Asur Sangram. And Asur always appear to be winning. So we need to live with that and work around that. These concerns are to be addressed effectively. Otherwise, you are aware of 250 crore penalty of any data fiduciary failing to keep the privacy and security of data. So people understand now and they cooperate.
And how difficult it is to manage IT vendors?
Now there are two ingredients of it. On one hand, I have to work like a customer and demand. But on the other hand, knowing fully their limitations, I need to really put my feet in their shoes and work with their teams to make them deliver. Antar haath sahar de, bahar mare chot. That is how it has to be managed.
So with this, we come to the end of this podcast today. And it was wonderful listening to you, sir, especially the use cases that you have said, how technology is going to transform, especially moving from health repair to healthcare, your ideas. So thank you very much, sir.
And thank you so much for inviting me here. I also thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. I hope it will help some people uh, gaining some bits of advices, some bits of my experience and knowledge that I shared. Thank you.
And would you like to end with a Gita Shlok or Sri Ramcharitmanas? Because you have been good with it.
So, yes, in healthcare, we should always be cognizant of the fact that natvaham kamaye rajyam, na swargam na punarbhavam, kamaye dukkha taptanam, praninam artinashanam. I do not demand for the kingdom, nor I want to live forever, nor I want to stay in heaven. All I want is that the people suffering from pain and diseases should be relieved of them. Thank you.